welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be planning the week of February 8th to the 14th, and this week happens to be the week of Lunar New Year as well as Valentine's Day, but since we don't get to celebrate Lunar New Year too often, and I don't usually find kits that I like because of the colors, red and gold isn't usually my favorite, but StickerGuru made this really beautiful kit that I really wanted to use in my spread this year. So this week I'm going to be celebrating Lunar New Year, and then the rest of the month, if you watch my previous plan with me, for the rest of the month of February, I'll be using other kits that are more Valentine's Day themed or love themed. But this kit from StickerGuru is beautiful. There's lots of gold accents, and the pictures in the full boxes are very simplistic, and some important things that you probably commonly see if you're familiar with Lunar New Year. I don't think I've ever mentioned it on this channel, but I am Chinese, so I do celebrate Chinese New Year's every year with my family, and we've been doing it ever since I was little. From what I knew about it when I was little, it was just always a tradition where we just go to different places and we get red envelopes, and that was about it. And as I grew older and older, there's different customs, and especially now that I live with my fiance in another house, I'm finding out that there are different customs that there are supposed to be happening around your house that you're supposed to be taking care of. It's a lot of different things, but my fiance's family is actually more traditional and believes in more of those superstitious things that you have to do before the Chinese New Year's or different various holidays. So this year there's been a lot of like cleaning on Sundays before the New Year and placing different tangerines around the house and having red envelopes around the house and different things like that. But I love this spread because it has those different features, but it's not too the red color in this kit. I think it's not as bright cherry red as it is like in during Christmas. So I think it also tones it down a little bit to make it look a little nicer than it would if I was using full-on red for this spread. I tried to do some fun nail colors to match with this spread so that you guys have a nicer way of looking at my nails while I'm planning out the spread, but instead of incorporating some red into it, I just came up with this white and gold design, so I hope you guys enjoy that. For the latter portion of the video, you'll see that I change it up a bit, so there is some splashes of red, and it's just usually because I filmed the base on one day, and then when I find time again, I usually have another week where it's usually another time period where I would have done my nails again already, so that's why there's usually two different types of nail polishes you would see on my hands. StickerGuru is actually a new to me shop. I think I recently discovered it this past couple months, but I've been loving the format of her kits so much that I think I'm using at least once for the next couple months that we're in until April, I believe. But the kits all come with the headers. They're not foiled, but as you can see here, there was a variation of an orange header, there was the yellow one, and then there's the red one on the bottom. And to spruce it up a little bit, I just added these kind of confetti gold headers that you'll see later on in a second. Here I'm just placing down the full boxes wherever I see fit, and if you're new to my channel, the way I usually do it, I don't really have a format of how I like to space out the full boxes, but I just usually look at the colors that are in the full boxes and I kind of spread it out that way. So if there's a lot of orange on one side, I try to make orange on the other side, as well as the red colors, the things that kind of stands out. And if there are items in the full boxes, I kind of spread those out too. So as you can see, those two boxes, there's kind of two things on the left side, full box on the bottom, and then there's two at the top corner, just to kind of balance it out. I love the bottom washi that's provided in the kit, and because I don't use the sidebar as often because these are my memories, she offers the sidebar extended washi, so you can see on the bottom on the left side there that it just extends the washi all the way to the sidebar, which I really appreciate. And on the sidebar, I'm going to be doing the sidebar now, and I'm just dividing the different things that I have with these bow headers that I found in my extra stickers book. And I always like to track my medicine for myself and my dog, as well as skincare, so that's going to be labeled on the side there. And then since there was extra space, I added a half box there just to mark that it was the year of the ox this year. I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of the base play out, and then I'll come back to talk about more of my daily plans if there's anything significant that happened. But I hope you guys enjoy how everything's laid out, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. And I'm back for the daily plans for this Monday. Nothing significant happened except for the fact that my internet is down, and if you know, I'm working remotely from home, so that's a huge inconvenience. I think that's one of the cons of living in a condo if you're ever thinking about where to live. I've never imagined myself living in a condo, but since that's where I am, I've just been seeing a lot more pros and cons about where you live and how it helps or benefits you in ways that it's kind of inconvenient. And this was the one thing. Our whole building had internet failure for a couple hours, I believe it was. So luckily I was able to do my class in the morning, and then the rest of the day I was just kind of working from my phone and doing things like that. After school that day, we also had a CTU meeting, and if you know, I work at CPS, and this whole month before this, we've just been dealing with CPS versus CTU and just having a lot of meetings back and forth about the whole situation. And this week, actually, on Wednesday is when we actually come up with an agreement that we both kind of signed off on. But after that, I was basically just watching Mature Beauty for the rest of the day, and that's this new drama that just recently came out. I heard lots of people talking about it and heard a lot of hype about it, but I actually found out that one of the K-pop idols that I follow in a group, he's actually in the drama as one of the main characters, and I never saw him act before. I knew he was in a couple different series, but I never knew he acted, and I didn't know he was going to be the main character in this show, but I'm obsessed with him now because of this drama. I love this drama so much. Definitely recommend if you guys are into cheesy dramas, romance dramas, kind of school dramas, family dramas. I think it has a perfect blend of a lot of different things in it. There's sadness, happiness, funny, there's bullying, there's friendship, there's family, lots of relationship dynamics, and it's just really cute. And I think I just loved it even more because I knew that one of the main characters was a K-pop idol that I follow regularly, so it was just a really nice drama. And True Beauty was actually a K-drama that's based off of a webtoon, and I was very interested in how they were going to be changing up the webtoon into a TV show. I mean, into a series, especially since most K-dramas have only 16 episodes. I was wondering how they were going to finish it because the webtoon isn't even completed yet. So it was really nice, and I watched it for about 3 days. And since I was so obsessed with Chang-woo, who's the main character that is in the K-pop group Astro, I was just obsessed with him. And he's in another Netflix show that's called Rookie Historian. So I started watching that while I was watching this, just because I had to find True Beauty on a different streaming website. So if I was either doing something else that wasn't on my computer or anything that wasn't that I couldn't do on my phone, I had to find another. I usually watch something else, like if I'm doing the dishes or something like that, I usually put something on while I'm doing it. So I started watching Rookie Historian while I was watching True Beauty, just because I just wanted to see his acting career, I guess you could say. Wednesday was the day, like I told you guys, that we had the CPS CTU agreement, so I just marked it with that bow that you see up there. And this was also the day that I am still continuing on therapy. I've had a lot of sessions with her now, I think just about 8 maybe, and it does seem like a lot, but I think I'm just not vibing with my therapist, and I might have to try to explore another one soon. It really makes me anxious just to think about it, but I think I'm just going to have to do it because it's been we've had so many sessions now that I think I know if I'm going to be okay with keeping her as my therapist or not, and I don't think it will work out in the long run, and I'm just kind of I'm prolonging it just because I'm feeling more anxious thinking about it. It feels like a complete breakup, and even thinking about finding a new therapist is stressful just because you're kind of retelling your story all over again, and it took me a while to, it took me up to where we are now, about 8 sessions, to completely tell her most of the things that I wanted to share with my therapist, and thinking about the process again is very stressful. But I'm going to try to be getting out of my comfort zone and having to do that, because I mean, you don't want to be, it's like a relationship. You really don't want to be stuck in something that you really don't want to, you're not vibing with and feeling. And I think it's just going to be inevitable. But for the ending of this night, the night on Wednesday, I actually made spaghetti that day, but we didn't realize that when we bought the sauce that it was actually marinara sauce, and I thought it would be okay, so I just made the spaghetti with it, but it ended up being very sour, and it didn't taste very good, so I was able to tolerate it just because I like spaghetti, but my fiance was really not enjoying it. Moving on to Thursday. Thursday, I don't think anything really significant happened, except for the end of the night, we had to go to our in-laws to have dinner since it was Chinese New Year's. We had already celebrated with my mom, or I celebrated with my mom the weekend before this, but Thursday, my fiance's family wanted us to go over, so that's what happened. And actually, I think it was on Saturday, we also went over again just because they have different customs, and for their customs, we have to have like 3 different Chinese New Year dinners. So we had dinner at our in-laws, and at the end of the night, me and my fiance just had a long discussion over parenting and just family relationships, I guess would be the general term. We've had a lot of discussions about things before, but he and I just grew up very, very different from different kind of family styles. And I had a single mom when I was growing up, and he had normal quote unquote family style where he had his mom and dad. But because of how different our families dynamics were, I think it's really changed how our minds are when we come to think of parenting our future child, and we have regular discussions about it just because they're very different. And those discussions are very tough, but I think until we have a child, we never know. We can say we're going to govern or teach our kid one thing and delegate however we want to say right now, but until you have a child, I feel like you never know what's going to be happening. So Friday was actually Chinese Lunar New Year is the general term, and that was very nice. I got to teach my kids all about it this week, and we got to do some fun activities. So I never usually do it just because I feel very uneducated in the field of my background. I don't think I know about it enough to be teaching my kids about it, but we were able to teach some things. I was able to research some things and just bring my culture into the classroom a little bit. Since I work with mostly Hispanic kids, they found it very interesting, and the parents really appreciated me teaching them about my culture. This night we also ended up getting McDonald's for dinner, and that's always an amazing thing for myself. I love McDonald's, but we don't often get fast food that often, so this was a rare occurrence. And the other things I marked was just a lot of school things that were happening, some work stuff that I have to finish, and then we also had an IEP this day. I'm a SPED teacher if you guys did not know, but we had an IEP meeting for one of our students this day. So I marked that at the end of the day you're going to be seeing. Since the full box at the bottom from StickerGuru was so empty, I figured I could use that kind of space as kind of like a background for anything else I wanted to add. So I used this kind of pretty, I think you would call it like a scalloped box with a bow on it to mark the IEP. I want to say that it's from Pretty Pink Co., but I honestly can't remember. I think it came with a freebie, and when I get freebies, I usually just add them into my extra stickers book, so it's kind of hard to remember which each of the stickers are from when I put it in there. And then at the end of the night, I was able to find some time to plan or film my week 1 base for the sticker kit planner, which is the planner that you guys are looking at right now. On Saturday, I usually use a lot of extenders in a week, but I guess this day was the only day that I had a lot of things going on. So to mark it at the top, I just opened up my extender to write down something, to mark some things. The first thing I marked was that I straightened my hair, and then afterwards, like I told you guys, we were going to our in-laws. So I marked that on the bottom. And this day, my followers on Instagram usually fluctuate day to day. Sometimes I'll lose some followers and sometimes I'll gain some. But this day was when I officially technically hit 2,000 followers on Instagram. So I really wanted to mark that. And it was kind of going down and up for a while, but I think this day was when it was consistently over 2,000, and I could confidently say that it was over 2,000. So I really appreciate you guys if you guys are following me there. I'm very proud of my Instagram posts, so I hope you guys join me on there if you haven't yet. I love incorporating my nails into my spreads and my washi posts, so if you guys like to check them out, make sure you check out my planner Instagram, which is Plan with Eva. And this day I I think she changed her name now, but before her, Lindsay from Aurora Crystals, she had a live this day, and I ended up winning 2 giveaways, which was really incredible. And I also was able to make a little purchase for myself just to spoil myself for Valentine's Day. So that was really nice, and that's what I marked with the Once More with Love hearts and the Instagram post thing you see there. And on the bottom of that, I just put a concerts kind of spread to mark that Blackpink was having their rebroadcast, and they had several rebroadcasts in case people missed the first live show that they had. And since I bought it, I figured I already had it, so I might as well just watch it again because I love Blackpink. On top of the extender, I just marked that it was a super snowy and a super cold day with this little munchkin that I had, since we had to go over to our in-laws. They're close to this market that we really like to go to, so we ended up going there. And when we were there, there's this pop-up shop that's been that's going to be in that market for the weekends, I believe. So I got to try that, and it's some Vietnamese coffee, which I love. So that was really delicious. And then we just ended up going to get some groceries before we went home that day. Since Valentine's was the day after, we were just getting materials we wanted to get. We weren't planning to go outside for Valentine's Day, and we were just planning to stay home. So we went to H Mart and Costco, and at H Mart we just spoiled ourselves with getting some Wagyu beef and just things that we could grill at home to have a little feast the day after. And at H Mart, there's actually a dessert kind of bakery place that's attached to it. So we ended up getting a lot of desserts that we could enjoy for dessert as well. I was craving sushi for the longest time, and since my fiance is amazing and super sweet, he usually spoils me a lot during Valentine's Day for whatever food I like because I'm a huge foodie. I've been craving sushi for a while, so we ended up getting sushi delivered to us. So I just marked it with these little sushi stickers that I had. And at the end of the night, I was able to do some planning, and since this layout was a little too big, I ended up cutting it just so it would fit on the bottom. And under one of the posted notes, you're not going to be able to see unless you go to my my posts about my spreads on Instagram. But on one of the post-its, I actually end up writing CP just because I was working, planning mostly in my Caress Press inserts that night. So that was the end of Saturday. Sunday was Valentine's Day, and if you know me, you know that I am a true hopeless romantic. So I love celebrating love. We were able to sleep in that day, and I got to do a lot of work. Since it was Sunday, I had to finish up a lot of work. And at the end of the night, we were just able to celebrate by having the Wagyu beef and just grilling it at home and doing some lettuce wraps, and it was just very nice and a perfect Valentine's Day that we were able to just relax and spend at home with ourselves. If you guys are ever curious about where the stickers are from, if I don't mention it, please just let me know down below. I will do my best to tell you where they're from. Most of the sticker shops that I use are from the same places. I don't think I've ever ventured out that much. Recently, I've just bought more decorating stickers with like flourishes and different accents like that. So those are newer, but I don't think the character stickers and those icon different types of stickers are very different. But please let me know down below if you're interested in finding out where things are from. I'm gonna go ahead and let this play out, and I think it's going to move into the sidebar, and I'll come at the end just to say some final words and goodbye. Here is the full spread and with everything written down, and I just wanted to give you guys a little wiggle, a little Viv wiggle, who I'm going to miss truly on YouTube, but you can still follow her on Instagram if you're interested. But here's some close-up shots, and I hope you guys enjoyed this plan with me. I'm really trying to get as much plan with me's done as I can so you guys can enjoy them. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.